have already studied about circles in class 9. So what do you mean by circle? It is a collection of all points in the plane which are at a constant distance from a fixed point. So this constant distance, that is called as radius, and the fixed point is called as center of the circle. So if this is the center of the circle, usually noted by C. Now circle means you take any point here and measure this distance from C, all will be equal. So if you take a point, name it as center, and you mark some points which are equidistant from C. You mark the points in such a way that these points are equidistant from C, and if you join these points, you will get a circle. So circle means it is a collection of all points in the plane which are at a constant distance from the fixed point, and the constant distance, that is called as radius of the circle, and the fixed point is called as center of the circle. Now let's see the terms related to circle. So C I marked here, this is the center of the circle, the fixed point, that is called as center of the circle, and the line segment joining center and any point on the circle CA, that is radius of the circle. So radius means line segment joining center and any point on the circle, that is called as radius of the circle. You can have infinite number of radius for a circle. You can draw any number of radius for the circle. I can draw like this also. Infinite radius you can draw for a circle, but the measurement will be same. For any one circle you have only the measurement of the radius will remain same. Now chord means, now I have joined the line segment with center and any point on the circle I got radius. But instead of that, if I join any 2 points on the circle, you should take any 2 points on the circle. It should not be one is inside and other is outside. It should not be like that. The 2 points should be on the circle, and if you join that 2 points using the line segment, then we will get the next term which is related to circle, that is chord. So chord means the line segment joining any 2 points on the circle, that is called as chord. Again we can see one more line segment here. We will name it as DE. I can call this DE as diameter of the circle, and you can see that this is also a chord. It is joining 2 points on the circle. But what is the difference between the chord AB and what is the difference between the chord DE? You can see that the chord DE is passing through center of the circle. So the chord DE, it passes through center of the circle. So the chord which passes through center of the circle is called as diameter. So the chord which passes through center of the circle is called as diameter. Diameter is the largest chord of the circle. You can draw infinite number of diameter for a circle, and also you have studied in your smaller classes the relation between diameter and radius. Diameter is twice the radius, or radius is half of diameter. So diameter is a chord of the circle. It is the largest chord of the circle or the longest chord of the circle, and the diameter passes through center of the circle, and the relation between radius and diameter is twice the radius. Now next we can see again the next term related to circle is arc. Arc means it is the part of the circle. I can say BD is one arc, this is a part of the circle, or I can say DA is one arc, this is also a part of the circle, or AB I can say. So AB is a part of the circle, so that is called as arc. Part of the circle is called as arc. And we have one more term, that is circumference of the circle or the perimeter of the circle. The circumference of the circle means the perimeter of the circle. This full length, this full path, we call it as circumference of the circle, or the perimeter of the circle is called as circumference of the circle. Again, next term connected with circle is segment. So what do you mean by segment? You can see here DE is a chord of the circle because DE is a line segment that joins any 2 points on the circle. So DE is a chord of the circle. So the region enclosed by the arc and the chord, this region is called as segment of the circle. So this region, the region enclosed by the chord and the arc of the circle is called as segment of the circle. And you have studied in your smaller classes the major segment and minor segment. The region enclosed by minor arc and the chord, then it is minor segment. At the same time, we can say this portion, this full portion, we can say this as major segment. That is the region enclosed by the major arc and the chord, that is called as major segment. Now you can see one more part here. This we call as sector. So the difference between segment and sector is that segment means the region enclosed by the chord and the arc, that is called as segment, whereas the region enclosed by the arc and the 2 radii of the circle. You can see the arc here. So the region enclosed by the arc and the 2 chords of the circle, two radii of the circle, that is called as sector. So these are the terms related to circle. So next, the terms related to circle are radius, chord, diameter, arc, circumference, segment and sector. Radius is the line segment joining center and any point on the circle. Line segment joining any 2 points in the circle is called as chord. The chord which passes through center of the circle is diameter. The piece of circle between 2 points, that is arc. The length of complete circle, that is called as circumference or perimeter of the circle. The region between the chord and the arc, that is called as segment, and the region between arc and 2 radii, that is called as sector. Now you can see a line segment PQ and circle. In the first case, you can see that the line segment PQ and the circle do not have any point in common. In the second case, you can see that this line segment PQ and the circle has got 2 points in common. One is A and the second one is B. And in the third case, you can see that the line segment PQ and the circle has got 1 point in common, that is A. So in the first case, we call this PQ, the line segment PQ, as non-intersecting line with respect to the circle. In the second case, we will call this PQ as secant. The line segment PQ, in this case, it is called as secant. And in the third case, we call the line segment PQ as tangent. So first is non-intersecting line segment, second one is secant and tangent. So we can define secant as the line segment which cuts the circle at 2 different points, that is called as secant, and the line segment which touches the circle at one and only 1 point, that is called as tangent. So these are the definitions of tangent and secant. The line segment which touches the circle at one and only 1 point, that is tangent, and the line segment which cuts the circle at 2 different points, that is called as secant. Now in real life, where we can see this tangent. So you might have seen a pulley like this which is fitted over a well, and it is used to take out water from the well. And here you can see 2 ropes. Here the rope you can see on both sides of this pulley. and this rope actually it is like a tangent to the circle. So the rope is like the tangent to the circle, and so from our day-to-day life you can say this pulley as an example for the tangent. So the rope on the both side of the pulley is like a tangent to the circle, and in this chapter we are going to learn more about tangent, the properties of the tangent, how many tangent you can draw to a circle, and the problems based on tangent. So thank you for watching my video.